Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Masses32210. We're back here in the shop, and today we're going to start actually lowering down the shadow. We're going to drop the rear 4 consecutive inches. Pretty simple to do. Let me show you how I'm going to do mine. If you got like a strut setup, you can eliminate the shock strut setup in the rear and just give it a firm hardtail ride, and you definitely get the cooler look of it just sitting lower. Let me show you what I've got going on. If you notice, that tail end is definitely has been dropped exactly 4 inches. They do make these little steel, and most of them are aluminum, like little bars that you can buy and just bolt up in place. The cheapest I found them is right around about $100, and I'm like, I think maybe even down low as 60, give or take. But I know I can do this a lot better and cheaper than having to buy it. And all I've done here, if you've noticed right here, this is the bolt that would hold on the rear of the shock down here. What I've done is gone to Tractor Supply. Now for my application, I needed a 3/8 by 3/4. This is a steel bushing, I believe, or no, I'm sorry, this is a steel spacer. What it is, it's 3/8 inside hole, and it's 3/4 inches total length. And if you notice, fits right in there. Up here, what I have is I think I want to say this is 5/8. I believe the inside hole. This is actually a steel bushing, so this will definitely work perfect for what I needed to do. The only thing I had to do was right around here, there was some corrosion and stuff built up. Is just take a file, just barely smooth it out, clean that up, and fits right on there. The only thing is I'm about a little bit less than a quarter too long, so what I'm going to do is mark it, cut it, or grind it down that last little bit, a quarter, so that way it's perfect. And to show you the simplicity of this technique, see if I can do this one-handed. Once we slide this in here, sorry for the shakiness. Well, I'm not going to be able to do it one-handed, but basically insert the bolt back in here with this piece, and just measure from here to the top here, and that will be your bar spacing. It's not nothing hard. If you notice, to me it's sitting dead perfect where I want. I have the inch clearance. The only thing is right here where I guess this is where the rear peg mount was for on the bike. This is sitting on the swing arm, so I'm going to actually bring this up. Total length for mine right now is 9 inches. I'm actually going to go like 9.5, so I'm going to bring it up about a ½ inch, so that way there's no contact point here. Let me go ahead and get set up. One other thing before I finish saying I'm going to get set up. Tractor Supply, you see this is a nice steel thick pipe, tubing, whatever it is. That's all I needed. Total, I think in this whole strut mount, I believe I'm right around $30, give or take. So that's substantial savings over what I was going to spend. Let me go ahead and get my pipe cut, and I'll show you the rest. Alright guys, I just wanted to show this. Just double check this. The inside hole is 5/8 and it was 7/8 inch long total. What I did was I sliced off the difference, sat it up here, which I was using the cutoff wheel to grind it a little bit in the vise. What I ended up doing was putting it here. Just took the same cutoff wheel, went over it, smoothed it out, and you can kind of see. Went ahead and made it basically just about flush. I mean, it might be just a hair away from being flush, but what it will enable me to do is use the original bolt and washer that came on this machine and center on down. That way, once this is fully tight, it'll go all the way down, and that way this will make a good permanent connection here. So now what I'm going to do is up on the workbench, I'm going to take the piece, take my rod, tack it here, get the lower piece, tack them in place, fully weld them, paint it. Then what I can do is I'll just have to lift this bike up just a hair in order to put this piece in. The other side for this Honda Shadow is just going to be a hair different. If you're wanting to copy me on this, you would buy 2 of these that are 5/8 inch hole by 7/8, cut them down, because on the other side you have the same nub here, but if you look down here you'll have the same exact one. Only difference is instead of a bolt going through, you have you have it already out. You just put the nut on and the washer and all that, and there you go. I mean, this is a pretty well simple and easy job to slam one of these down and give it that nicer lower end look. I'm not sure how well you can see it. My camera's all the way back. I'm kind of in the back of the shop. But, I mean, I kind of like that. It has a real slung low seat. I believe it's starting to come out. See if I can get y'all a better view. But, I mean, if you just sit here and take a look at this, I think that's a killer look. Puts the pipes a little bit lower. I am going to get like a little extension, just a hair extension, like a little chrome tip where it curves out on both sides. Then I'll rewrap it in that white header wrap. I think I have decided to do that. I've also, let me get this tacked up, and I got something else to show y'all guys on this video. Alright guys, this is kind of what the finished product looks like. It's not painted up yet. I'm going to have to lift the bike up approximately. I think I left this just a ½ inch longer. I cut it down from the original length to get it to sit right where I wanted it. So I'll lift it up. Once it's painted, I'll slip it in, put the bolt in, put that one in, done. That's just how easy it is to hardtail really anything out there that has your basic big shock spring setup strut. I mean, it really is just that easy. It's done. Like I said, it's overall, you know, it's real cheap. It really didn't cost me much to do this. So I figured it was also a good learning experience. You know, just something I like to do it myself. Kind of get tired of always just having to buy things, where this right here is done, you know. So, you know, this thing is done up. I'm just waiting on it to finish cooling down. I got the other side to make. Unfortunately, I ended up grabbing, today I stopped by Tractor Supply and grabbed 2 of them, and I was wrong. I didn't pay attention that I needed 3 of these total to only 1 of them. So I'll take the other one back, have it swapped out for 1 of them. Then tomorrow night after work, I can go ahead and build the other side. But at least I got this side done. What I'll do is, as soon as it cools down, I'm going to paint it. And something else, while I'm on this video, continuing part 2 of my little series, is digging through the box of odds and ends crap that actually came with this bike. Came across this cover. It's another example of, you know, the other owner's taste. You can notice that it's completely, the whole thing is completely flat black. It looks like crap. Stay tuned. Give me a couple minutes. I'll be right back on this video. I'm kind of wanting to do something with this. I'll be right back with y'all guys. So what do y'all think, guys? It took me about a ½ hour to use steel wool. I used a very rough pad. Went over it to knock all that paint off. I was actually surprised I see the old Honda Shadow sticker still behind the paint. I don't know, I can't say if it's 100% sun damaged or is it just from the steel wool pad. But then I went through with a very, very fine pad, went through with a very fine pad, buffed it up with that. I'm still going to go over it with like some chrome polish. It's a metal cover, surprised. It is all solid metal. It's chrome. If you notice down here, that's nice and black. I turned on, took a piece of masking tape, masked off this little black plastic. Has a little switch for the fuels right there. Painted it black real quick, put it on the bike, 2 simple screws, done. Figured it's a nice little touch. I mean, like I said, you don't have to get rid of every single thing that's chrome, but I mean, it's everybody's choice. This is what I'm believing. This is a 3-piece cover. There's a left side, a right side, and a center, and this would be the center one right here. I'm guessing what it does in the end is it make it look like it has an oil tank. If you notice, this one is same as the other ones. This one has overspray. It looks like I'm pretty well sure it'll clean up. This is plastic. If I can get the headlight one looking metal, plastic. So if I can get that looking that decent, it's not really hard. Just like anything else, put it up here, and this is the very fine pad. Give me a second, let me see what I can come up with. Alright, well, this is less than 2 minutes. This is how overspray everything. You see how it looks real dull. A lot of overspray, gunk, because this one sits right behind the engine. You notice this right here. 2 seconds. Go through with a very rough pad, very fine pad. I mean, literally, just, you see that? Brings it back to just like a little mirror. I think I'm going to go ahead and definitely do this. I am missing one of the pieces. It'd be the piece that covers up this side of the battery. So I'll have to look on eBay for that. I think that's kind of cool. You know, I don't want to remove every touch to this bike because, you know, the point is to make it look cooler than it did in the 80s. Plus, going with that bobber look. That's definitely going to look sick. Let me go ahead and paint that. I'm going to call it a night, and I'll definitely get back with y'all tomorrow. It'll be on this clip, so y'all just hang out. I'll be back in your time. It'll be seconds. Mine will be the whole next day. We'll finish up the other side of Strut, get it painted, put it on, and show you what it looks like. Well, alright guys, this is the next day after all the clips you just seen. Refreshed, woke up, didn't have to work 16 hours this morning, so I'm kind of good and well rested. So I figured while waiting to go back to work, on my way to work, I'll go ahead and grab another one of these. It's a steel spacer. It's 5/8 by 7/8 by 1, and I will have to just trim just a little hair off this to make it fit, but I need one more. I know for the lower mount, it's basically you're going to take it from the 7/8 wide, I believe it's 7/8 inch wide. It's basically got to be, I believe it's 3/4 is the exact length I need to finish up that other mount. Let me see if I can show y'all. If you notice, I got that one in. I painted it yesterday. It was dry late night. I was bored, so I went ahead and came out. Went ahead and installed it. Left a nice little gap from the seat bar to the tire, so I like that look. You know, it kind of cleans it up, gets rid of all that bulkiness on the back. Definitely sets the bike up. If you notice, I've got the little cover that goes right inside there, and with all 3 covers, it would make it look like it has like an oil tank underneath. So I went ahead and cleaned that up. It really cost me nothing to do it. I think I spent a total of like $3 on a bag of steel wool. That's so far cleaned up a lot of this engine, making it look good. I am missing the side cover, so I'm still looking on eBay right now. But what I'm doing right now is constructing the taillight. And what I have here is, this is the bracket, and I have the taillight from a 1972 Yamaha 125. It was a project acquired years ago. I've just took and started just cleaning up a little bit of this rust with steel wool. What I'm going to do to modify this right now is I marked this years ago for another project, never got around to it. But what I'm going to do is snip off these ears. There would have been these reflectors that sat up here. So I'm going to snip these ears off. And I hated the way these little tabs stuck way past the tag, so I'm just going to barely snip off the little ends. Do that, 4 simple quick cuts, and on the back, don't have to worry about this rust because this is all going to be gone. I'm just going to come straight up, eliminate all this because I'm not. It's not going to be mounted down to the rear fender like it used to be. Simple little bracket. I found it in. It was in underneath my bench in my metal junk pile. Still cleaning it up. I've drilled out the hole to fit the axle nut, and basically what it will end up being with this portion gone, basically it will look kind of something like that. Basically, you know, welded up, bolts right to the axle. I can adjust the tag the way I want, and the light, you know, what kind of angle I want. Weld it up, paint it. Just that simple. I mean, the fabricating stuff is not hard. You know, nothing ever has to be complicated. It's all about imagination, and just work by this the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. You don't need nothing nothing extravagant or nothing complex. Simplicity does work. Give me a couple seconds, guys. I'm about to chop this, and I'll be right back with y'all. Alright. Here's a smaller little bracket. Cut down. Trim just a slight end off these ears. Trimmed off the tail end here. You know, it's funny, I can't even find the tail end. What I just done with it, but it's somewhere on my bench. Got rid of all that. Now it's just literally determine what length I want and just set it up. The only thing I do want to keep in mind is the original wires pass through here, so I believe this is good to go ahead and drill my hole right now. I'll set it up to how close I want it to the axle, get it done, I'll tack it up, get my hole drilled, or I could just notch the very bottom so the wires will pass through, pan it up, and there we go, got a tag mount. Alright, here she goes. Quick, simple, easy. If you notice, what I did is I raised the bracket up, which will be actually kind of better for what I'm trying to do. By raising it up, I'm able to access the holes better for the mounting the tail light. I can pass the wires through, and I can make my connections, waterproof connections, right on the back side. I'll go ahead and paint this up, everything, and I'll add in the last clip for making the other strut, so that way I'll complete this video, and we'll be hopefully after tonight be on part 3 of this series. Well, alright guys, I'm done for this video. I just this is after work for me. Got home, took me a little bit, not much at all, thank God. These aren't that difficult. And if you notice, she's in. That is the left side. Got it all done. If you was wondering what all this configuration wiring is, this is just temporary, just so I can show y'all. If you notice down there, get y'all a little bit better shot. Got a little tag holder. I just wanted to make sure still lit up and everything. I'll be replacing that bulb with LED. I wanted it a little bit brighter, but I figured, hell, why not? Kind of see the bars in place. Got that part done. Still got a lot of maintenance, a lot of cleaning up to do, a lot of painting, a lot more to do. I definitely got to shorten the kickstand now. Right now it's just kind of resting on, that little shock. If you notice right there, that's a little foot or a little thing you would grab with your foot to kick out your kickstand. Just leaning against that now. I definitely got to shorten the kickstand about like 2 or 3 inches to make it work. Got that one done. I found, well, I can't believe I've done that, but there's another cover that goes around here. I got that cleaned up. Thank God. I was searching on eBay while I was at work. I found this one. It was around 50-60 bucks. So at least I can find the cover that goes on this side. With that in place, still got to clean up the air box. I don't know, you can't really see it. It's right back there, right behind that plastic cover. I definitely got to get the shop cleaned up, clean up a little bit of this trash out of my way. After all that's done, I'm going to do the exhaust next. Probably in the next video I'll be working on lengthening these pipes just a hair with a churn out on both sides, rewrapping them, getting that ready, getting the engine cleaned up, whatever little parts, and finishing the maintenance up. Alright guys, so the next video, always rate, subscribe, comment, and as always guys, thumbs up. If you like this project, definitely give me one. Thank you so much guys, and I'll see you on the next video.